Welcome to another episode of Ruff Talk VR, a weekly podcast with in-depth game reviews, exclusive developer interviews, and the latest MetaQuest and virtual reality news. We join our hosts, the father-son team of D. Scruffles and Stratus today, as they spend another episode breaking down and discussing the world of virtual reality.
Hey, welcome to this episode of Ruff Talk VR, coming at you with one more edition of VR news before MetaConnect, which we are off to. Technically, if the episode's dropping Monday, as you're listening to it, we're getting ready to fly out the same day.
Yeah, man.
It's exciting. Hasn't really clicked even that we're going to.
No, I got my suitcase out. I've got some clothes ready, but nothing packed. I didn't decide really what suitcase I was even taking until this morning. Had me tossing and turning last night.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I don't know why I thought I would need it as many as I did, but I don't.
I feel like every trip I've put less thought into, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sweden, it was like a whole bunch of preparation. Germany was kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
And now this one, I'm like, oh, shit, it's here.
Yeah, I feel like I don't need to stress about the actual thing, but now I've waited till the last minute to do shit, so.
And we're flying domestic, so it's like, it's even easier. We've been doing international. So.
Yeah, dude, I can't remember my last domestic flight, to be honest with you. Yeah, no, amazingly, it's the same time to go from where we are to California versus here to Europe, so time in the air will be nice, but we treated ourselves to some fatty seats. So.
And I'm so excited to be at Connect. Kino, all the little speeches, everything. I've started to see developers post like that they're doing talks and stuff, so it looks like a pretty full schedule of stuff too. We talked the other week that the agenda came out, but
I know ours is stacked.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's going to be a fun couple days, that's for sure.
Yeah, dude, I'm just excited. I think I'm just anxious. So I've got that, we don't leave till tomorrow afternoon, but I don't think I'm going to sleep really good tonight.
No way. No way. At least it's not a 6 a.m. flight like we've been doing.
Out of Boston?
No,
this one a little local or airport for us.
Yeah, so this is going to be a really good one. And, we had to get in this last piece of news, though, because
we didn't have to. We wanted to.
Come on. There's been already a lot of news this last week. It was going to only build over the next week. Once Connect stuff comes out, I imagine everything from this week is going to be buried with just massive stuff from Connect, if I had to speculate. So
it's usually how it would go.
So it's good to get this, this stuff talking. And we will have an interview dropping midweek as well, too, just to fill in the fluff. That'll probably come out during the actual Connect cycle, but it's good to keep people entertained. Not everybody's actually on campus, so we'll drop you a little Ruff Talk love, too, with the...
Yeah, I don't think that many thousands of people are going to be showing up there.
No, so stay tuned for that as well. And this week, like I said, a lot of good stuff. We saw even more teasers of quote-unquote leaks regarding the Quest 3S. I say quote-unquote because, come on. Dude,
if this one was a leak, there'd been a lawsuit, because where did the leak come from?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's that doesn't happen.
Well, even a couple months ago, it started to pop up Quest 3S on the store page listing of some games that it would be compatible with the 3S. I mean, all these leaks have come internally. They've started to reference the 3S in support pages on their own website. It's all internal. And then this last week, there was an ad on Peacock that played, or at least somebody recorded it. I mean, they could have done a hell of a faking job, but it doesn't look it.
AI.
Yeah, I mean, some of the better AI work I've seen then, if so. But in this ad, it ended with a splash screen that showed Quest 3S for $299,
which is right on the money of what it's within that ballpark range we both were talking.
Yeah, I mean that's a money. They're gonna sell so much this Christmas with a $299 price point.
They're gonna sell so much as soon as it is available to buy, which is our next kind of debate of when's it actually going to be. When can I give you my money type of situation?
I think it'll be. I'm with you that I think we'll be able to give the money after Connect. I think they'll probably launch pre-orders, but I don't think it'll launch until actually come out until mid-October.
I'm gonna stick to my guns and say it's coming, only to be different. In my heart of hearts, I believe you're right, but in the cool factor, if you want to do the most epic mic drop you could, have it be announced at Connect officially that It's available for order the second I walk off this stage.
And you don't mean just available for pre-order. You mean
Yeah, that's why I said order, not pre-order.
Like that would mean that it's in Best Buys right now in Walmart.
Well, that I know it's not, because you can't ship anything to the big box
and not have it get out. Yeah, so
I have a minimum wage.
I'm sticking to
warehouse
my guns.
Guy going, you know what? I'm posting a picture of this. I mean, not without opening boxes, just the do not open until this date. But we'll see.
And in credit to us, we've been saying $299 or $349 would be the best price point for months now. That's been our whole talking point. Now, the only other thing that we were saying it would be a killer that hasn't been confirmed or announced or is in the works or anything like that, but I still think it would be amazing if they did it, is bundle Batman with it. We've been saying that for months.
We're
on track
to a degree. I mean, you want to get new people in headsets in that particular headset, but it would behoove them to bundle it with the normal 3 as well.
Oh, I agree. Just do this rotating of...
We're going to find out next week, man.
You know, you did Asgard's Wrath 2 for a while. Now your next in-house game, Batman, that'll be the one that comes with the 3. I agree. But it would be weird if they only bundled it with the 3S, but not the regular 3.
There would be 3 owners who would buy it just because they'd see that, you're going to spend like what, $60 on Batman. Take the 60 off the $299 and be like, it's only like $220 to $240. Not a big deal.
And Batman's got such a cult following too that there's definitely going to be people that buy the headset just because of Batman, like non-current VR users. I think this one's going to bring people.
He's a superhero though. I'm not a big fan of.
Some people love Batman. I have friends that's their favorite.
I like the original like TV show Batman, but as a superhero, I'm like, he's not. He's just a rich dude. You know what I'm saying?
I've always heard this argument.
Well, yeah, because it's the truth. Hulk is a fucking superhero, right?
Did we talk about
Superman
that on air or
like,
off air about how good Hulk would be as a video game?
Oh, I think we talked on air.
That would be that's the next superhero one.
Especially if they made it like real Hulk, like he can jump as far as he really can.
Smash the ground.
Hulk can jump miles, dude. The amount that dude, I questioned it once because I saw a video of him jumping like out of sight, and I'm like, that's fucking bullshit. And my friend is like, no, man, he knows the exact like feet the Hulk can jump.
Wicked Hulk fan.
I said it to the wrong individual, and I got educated real quick. But yeah, Batman's just like, you and I could be Batman. Elon Musk could be Batman. He's got rocket ships, dude. Who else in the world has rocket ships? Countries don't have rocket ships, and this dude's got his own satellites. So nothing special about Batman as a superhero. As a game, absolutely, I'm on it. I'll put my opinion aside because I can relate to this. I was never bit by a spider. I can't throw webs, right? I don't get angry and get all muscular and jacked and go on roid rages. I'm a dude. So is Batman. So I can relate to being this character. More so than like Superman. I can't conceive being Superman. But give me a couple of $1 billion and a bat cave and cool gadgets, and now I'm down.
You know what would be a fun co-op game in VR? Totally unrelated, an X-Men game.
Yeah. Well, dude, we know it'll.
There's a lot of potential there too. But nonetheless, $299.
So we got Iron Man now and now Batman. You're going to leave all the others out.
Yeah, that's why I say Hulk next. Hulk would be so fun because you could just throw waves of enemies running at you and you just freaking mollywomp them, give them the 2-piece and the biscuit, start throwing the whole family meal around. Let's go. So $299 though, according to this leaked ad, if that's true, and this isn't just something fake or whatever.
See why it wouldn't be though.
Well, I mean, dude, 2 dudes recording a podcast speculated it months ago. Like, it's a logical price point to me.
It just made sense. I didn't do any like data crunching to come to my opinion on it. I just went to like what would get me to buy one?
$299.
And at what price point for what you're offering allegedly? Boom, $299 hits it. Anything above, I think, the $349, I wouldn't touch it.
Isn't it weird that after you pass that 300, things start to? I feel like there's a big
gets real.
Yeah, I agree. But I feel like you can sell.
That's how 3 turns into 7 too. So I mean,
then you start buying accessories, and then you're just like, oh, now I need a couple games. So I feel like $299, you can convince a large group of people to go into it.
Why not?
So exciting times
cheaper
ahead.
than a PlayStation.
Ooh, man, I'm excited for
You know what
Connect.
I'm saying?
How bonkers would it be if there's not a peep about the Quest 3S?
I think it's pretty unrealistic. You know, that's like saying, dude, it's going to be crazy if we go there and it snows.
Mm-hmm.
Like they handed us shovels because they're having a blizzard in San Francisco. I don't think this is ever going to, but I'd be pretty disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, this is people spending a lot of effort here. You know,
My low-key thing that I think I'm hoping for the most, besides obviously VR headset news, is that I hope there's like another edition of the Ray-Bans. I love the Ray-Bans that we have.
yeah, I've kind of speculated in my head, but it's all like there's so many things I'm cherry picking that could be possibilities. I just don't know.
And it's also like, I think the last ones did come out, last Connect? So maybe 1 year is too short. But I feel like for a rapidly innovating product like that, maybe it's not. I don't know. Let's see. Exciting times next week, that's for sure.
Oh, that's too bad that I'm going next
Why?
because there's a nice flow that could easily go into it based on one of the news stories for this week.
You want to
That kind of solidifies the possibility, but no, because just remember the thought that you're hoping that there will be a mention of next gen, what it'll be. I can't even conceive because the current ones work phenomenal, up to 3 minutes of record time. The resolution's incredible, dude. When I took the video walking down the plane hallway, it reminds me of video game when I watch it because you see the arms sometimes. So, but anyways. So on the sad news, there's always sad news somewhere, I guess, but Dreams is facing what appears to be inevitable layoffs. It's been mentioned 17.5%, but to me, that means that somebody's actually got the list and they can comfortably say 17.5. So I don't want to say that.
No,
but
that's what Endream said.
I know. But if one person is like somehow, what if somebody quits? Does that change the 17.5? So I just want to say there,
because it's that
what makes it really
different than a layoff.
What makes it
Somebody quitting is different than laying off.
Yeah, it's big different. So it wouldn't be the. So I don't know necessarily to the point accuracy, but it doesn't matter. It's a big chunk, and it's seeming like we're talking from top people down, and that makes it even scarier.
Mm-hmm.
And I always hate seeing it. Just like all good studios, everyone's going to, try to help each other find better placement and all that stuff. But never good to hear.
Yeah. It's another example, like they were bought last year.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you get bought.
I almost made the comment, but I mean, at the same time, it's like, it made sense at the time to sell, right? And it made sense for these people to pick them up. And unfortunately, Aonic, right? And it doesn't always pan out.
Yeah.
And they spent some big money. And you look at the games that came out, I just don't see that fast return on investment with the titles. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I just wish that 17% of a studio weren't gonna,
especially a top studio like Dreams.
Yeah, they're one of the.
They have an upcoming game, Vendetta Forever, which I haven't had a chance to hop in the demo yet, but they did a demo that was very well received. It's like kind of a time challenge type thing that was getting people hooked on leaderboards. So, us, we're leaderboard junkies.
Yeah.
Easiest way to get me to just replay the same thing endlessly is have an achievable leaderboard.
Or something to unlock.
Mm-hmm.
Unlockables always get me.
I agree. Very unfortunate for Dreams because they're a good studio. And, you never there's been so many layoffs across the whole gaming industry besides just VR, but, it's tough when it hits close to home with the VR industry, right? So,
no, especially a well-known studio.
Yeah.
It feels different when you're like, never heard of those folks, and that could be a problem. But when it's a unrecognizable name, then
I think they were
the eyebrow goes up a little.
They were one of the biggest, too, in terms of total
employee
number.
Size, yeah.
So, that's very unfortunate.
Also, dude, I mean, again, the titles that they're dropping aren't exactly bombs. And unfortunately, Ghostbusters, I don't think was a screaming success. And that's really unfortunate because that there was probably a whole bunch of like, all right, this is going to be, we're going to make
That's a big IP.
Exactly. And on paper, it probably looked really good. And then when it came out, it just didn't, probably it's just not paying like it should. But again, 17%, that sucks.
And again, coincidental timing after getting purchased 1 year later. Somebody just, if
it was Google, they would have been gone a long time ago. So at least they get the, and they're staying around. I mean, it's not like the studio's closing doors.
No.
They're reducing staff by 17%.
Yeah.
So that, if there's any pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, it's the fact that there still is an End Dreams.
And like you said, it's not just like they trimmed bottom level people. Their quote was,
it's from the top to the bottom.
Yeah, senior leadership.
Yep.
That's, that's executive positions.
That's anybody.
Yeah.
It's anybody but the owner.
Yeah, very, very.
Just being honest.
Yeah. It's very
Person who owns
unfortunate.
it ain't going to cut themselves.
But, 2 games in the works, Vendetta Forever and Frenzies.
Yeah. And the studio's still around.
Yeah.
The studio is not going anywhere. They're just making, and that's why they're doing these to a degree, so they can, but always use caution when you sell.
Yeah, hopefully, dude, it's it's so common. It's very unfortunate. So hopefully they bounce back nice and good from that. And it's funny, my next news story is the exact one that I think you were hoping it led into, with news that Meta is extending their partnership with Ray-Bans into the 2030s. So I don't know what that exact end date is. But they're going to make quote unquote multi-generational smartwear products. So I'm expecting this to lead into the AR side a bit. Because they're not just saying they're smart glasses. They're saying, smart eyewear products.
There's no way in 5 years all we're going to get is better cameras.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like the technology is going to move with that commitment of years.
And it says into the 2030s. So what, did they sign like a 10-year deal? We don't know.
Well, there might be an option to renew.
Mm-hmm.
So both parties could have been, all right, look, we'll do the 5 year with a 3 to 5 year option after year 4. And then if both parties are happy. But what I like about this is that puts to rest anybody saying that like the relationship between Meta and Ray-Ban isn't solid.
Yeah, there's a report like a month or so ago.
Yeah, it's just shit all over it.
From the information that said that Ray-Ban, like Meta approached Luxottica, the company who owns it. Their real name's like Essilor Luxottica, but I'll just call them Luxottica. That's way easier. And they had like kind of pitched their AR glasses with a heads-up display, like a actual screen display going on in the glasses, and that they quote unquote balked at the idea, like that was way too thick. They didn't like the prototype. And then a week later, Wall Street Journal came out with a report saying that Meta was looking to take a 5% stake in Luxottica, which is, I guess, the easiest way to move negotiations along. I guess buy 5% of the company you're negotiating with. Now you have an actual say.
Vince McMahon do it a little different. Just lock your shit down, buy you outright.
Yeah, Luxottica is a huge company too. They own like all of the major eyewear companies. They have such a strong grip on it. If you read all of the brands that they own, like they own Ray-Ban, Oakley, they own what's the Vision store in the mall right near us? LensCrafters. Yeah, they own like all those retail outlets too. Luxottica is huge. So that's a big brand to still be aligned with into the 2030s. I'm glad, because I'm a big fan of the Ray-Ban. So
they probably shadow on Ray-Ban.
Like you said, put down any rest of like people saying, oh, that partnership's not going to continue into future products. Nope. 2030s, bro. Let's go.
So it might give credence to what you just said earlier, with hopefully we get some information on the next gen of Ray-Bans. In cool news, because it's got you and I excited for Thrill of the Fight 2, which it seems like this has been forever. This and bare knuckle boxing is just like got me sitting on the edge of my seat. But they will be launching their multiplayer early access in November.
Mm-hmm.
So we are getting closer and closer, which to me means holiday release, hopefully.
So they're being very communicative on Reddit and Discord. That's how the developer Ian Fritz, that's how he's always been. Back when it was just him with C-Loss Interactive, but now he's partnered with Half Brick Studios to make it, and they're kind of like really, I think, leading the development path. What had me a little bummed is that it is just starting with multiplayer, though. Like, at launch of this early access, there's no fighting NPCs. There's no fighting AI. It's not a thing yet.
Take what I can get.
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited, but I like Thrill the Fight for, the boxing simulation against AI. I don't think multiplayer will be my, the reason I play too. So I was a little bummed because I'm like, oh man, this isn't exactly going to be for me yet. But I don't think it'll launch in the holiday. I think that they're going to be pretty far away from a full launch just based off of what they're saying on Reddit and Discord. They're just going to really tweak feedback, and a lot of the game's still in development, I think. But at least they're letting you hop into multiplayer. I agree, that's cool. But I'm excited for this one. November 21st at 2 p.m. is what the store page says. So I'm excited. Definitely going to hop into this one. So this next one was really cool because, you know me, I'm like ever interested in potential VR game development. The two major game engines that most people use is Unreal Engine, which as a consumer you have a little favoritism towards, and then Unity as well. But there is a third one that's kind of on the up and up called Godot, and Meta put some funding into them a couple months ago to kind of try to make it more compatible with Quest development. And they just launched a app on the Quest store to develop in Godot in the headset.
Which is a game changer.
That's wild. I don't know how practical it'll be, but I mean, if you connect a keyboard and a mouse to your headset, I mean, why not, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to try it.
It sounds so cool.
I like the concept a lot.
Yeah.
You don't have to take your headset off.
Dude.
I just don't know how, like, I don't know enough about how it works, I guess. So I'd have to really try it to answer my own questions that I'm having.
Mm-hmm.
Like can you run it in your own headset in real time?
Yeah, that's how it looks.
Like, no. I know you can develop in real time. I get that. But let's say you want to test it.
Yeah, that's how it looks.
Can you
then hit play and then like play the...
And it should
play the scene.
Very interesting.
What I want to know is, can you export it?
How does it optimize for the headset? Is it self-optimizing? See what I'm saying? I got a lot of questions. I've never heard of anything that does that.
Well, I don't know.
You hear what I'm saying?
What I want to know is, can you export it and then it's already just a playable app in your headset?
I got a lot of questions. Or is it just an app that you can develop in?
And then you got to go on your computer to export it?
Yeah.
Possibly. I mean, theoretically, I don't know enough about this either. It should make testing VR scenes easier, too.
You would think.
Because that's a common complaint people have, is needing to put the headset on and off, and then you can use like...
I'd like to see like a really good display of what the graphics will do.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting, though. It's not... I mean, how long is it going to be? See, there's somebody...
But they're playing it on a screen. They're not playing it full screen.
What do you mean?
See? They're just playing... It looks like it's off a computer screen. I got questions.
Mm-hmm. It looks like it opens up a window, so it doesn't put you into the full immersive, but that's okay. That's usually how scene views are.
I mean, regardless, it's something that's bringing the technology closer to...
This is some cool shit, though. I mean, how long before somebody comes out with a game and they go, okay, I built this entirely in that set? It's going to take like, what, a month? 2 months? Just for a basic app?
I mean, dude, all the work that everyone's doing now just makes it easier for others down the road. I mean, that's just the way it goes. There's so many VR developers that it's like, it's the first time that somebody's doing something. So there's no real roadmap.
Yeah, this is crazy.
We're going to get to a point where, in headset game development on the fly, come on.
And I know that stuff you can do in like Resonate and stuff with like the world building apps, but we've never seen this with a real time game editor such as Godot.
What's the cost?
Godot's a free open source editor, so you just download it.
They're not going to charge nothing.
No.
Okay.
That's why a lot of people like Godot, because it's open source like that too. You know, it was like the open source editor alternative, but as such, it's slowly getting features. That's why Meta put some funding into it to try to try to accelerate that a bit. But I mean, if you think of it like anything, give it 5 years, right? Godot's probably going to be as good as the other engines, or like, you know,
unless somebody buys them.
Yeah, and then they lay off 17.5%.
Like, this isn't producing; it's free.
Mm-hmm. This doesn't work.
Where do you get your money for free?
So cool stuff, though.
No licensing or nothing, huh?
No.
All right, not really huge news, but for some, it's going to be kind of a letdown. But Samsung is delaying their Android XR headset even later than anticipated.
That's the rumor right now.
I'm a believer in, I don't get upset over delays anymore. I lived through the Grand Theft Auto reality for more than 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm numb to like when somebody's like, oh, we're going to delay it. Like, it's probably a good thing. So
I wonder what the development hiccup that they hit. I wonder if it's like a supply chain issue, if it's
maybe it could be something like a release issue. Like, shit, knowing something we don't, or I don't know. I really don't know.
They've been pushing it to compete with the Vision Pro, is really my understanding. So maybe, I don't know. I
mean, but anytime like a game's delayed or something, we know there's a reason they're working on it still.
Yeah. So I'm
from
curious,
the consumer end, it's probably going to be for the best.
Was it a hardware hiccup? Was it a software hiccup? Curious times. But that's I'm all about seeing more headsets on the market. That's kind of my next talking point as well too. So hopefully this comes out. Hopefully it does good. Hopefully it's not just a development hell and then Google pulls out halfway through.
That's the scary part. I just didn't want to say the G word.
You've been saying that since we first ever talked about this. But Samsung, I got faith in Samsung's carry
imagine
through.
If they killed it.
Yeah.
At this stage in the game. Could you just imagine?
Yeah.
But would you be entirely shocked?
Remember when they were trying to get Meta to switch over to their Android OS?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know
using mafia tactics.
Yeah, their official Google Android VR OS that they're making. I know Meta the Quest is currently on an Android operating system as well too, but Google was trying to strong arm them to be like, use ours instead. This far into the game. Yeah. It's so crazy.
No, we don't need to. We're good.
So interesting stuff. So my last piece of news before our Patreon shout out, kind of on the hardware side as well too. Immersed, a company that was software developers, they had a VR have a VR productivity app that actually it's very well received. A lot of people like it. And then they tried to break into the hardware side of things, much like Big Screen has done, where Big Screen was always known for Big Screen, their app, as they're named after. And then they came out with the lightweight Big Screen Beyond headset that, a lot of people love. Some people have had some supply chain issues with it, but I always give leniency when a company breaks, like especially a small company, breaks into hardware. Like, dude, hardware is tough to pull off, especially supply chains and stuff like that.
I got a different attitude on it. Totally.
What's that?
It's just business preparedness.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, professionally saying, if you have a supply chain issue, something broke.
No doubt.
Something broke. So
no doubt.
I can't make excuses for that.
That's what happens when very small companies get into it for the first time. I'm sure if there's a Big Screen Beyond too,
but I don't think cost you. It legit can cost you.
Yeah, they've taken a little heat on delays and stuff like that.
Especially you order it and you want it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't care what the product is. I mean, how upset do people get when their Amazon shit doesn't show up on time?
2 days, 1 day.
Right? A day, dude.
But I have heard a lot of people that got it, loved it. And Visor's kind of Immersed announced their Visor headset, which is kind of trying to do the same thing. Super lightweight. Previously, they had only ever shown kind of like CGI concept shots that shows pretty much like tight to the face goggles with glasses frames. The glasses part that goes over the ear. I don't know what you would even call that. What would you call this? The ear band?
Yeah.
Whatever the name. I hope.
All I wear is readers, so I don't know what
not
term is.
Not the lenses, the part that touches your ear and actually keeps them on your head. That's kind of the image that they're going for, is like standard glasses. And then,
which is good.
Yeah. But
not upset about that.
This last week though, they held their first showing of it where they're going to show the actual thing in person. They flew a bunch of press out, some creators out. They did a whole presentation on stage, including them saying that realistically, the form factor comfort of the, that earband style is unrealistic for anything more than 30 to 60 minutes. That's probably not going to be how it's actually used. That was just for a bang of the buck marketing thing, which a lot of people have been skeptical of this headset as is. So that was kind of like a big gut punch for a lot of people to hear for sure. Then when it came time to actually have people try it, the software wasn't working. They had a quote unquote firmware issue and it wouldn't boot up.
They had their Elon Musk throw the rock at the window moment.
Yeah. Nobody could get to work. And then, and after hours of waiting, they finally got some quick demo up where it wasn't actually using the headset. It was just kind of displaying the visuals of it. And you had to close one eye to even use it. So that's very unfortunate for them to fly everyone out there and have that kind of hiccup. Yeah.
Nobody wants that.
Because a lot of people have been skeptical about the headset. Some people even saying I don't think it's ever going to come out. I don't think that's the case. They have a lot of investment in this.
They have a proof of concept, obviously.
And they have partners on it.
Just got to work out the bugs.
Yeah.
Just unfortunate timing for a firmware problem.
Yeah. I think it's just back to what I said at the start with supply chain delays and stuff. Hardware is, no pun intended, hardware is hard, especially if it's your first time ever doing it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's tough.
Dude, you got to be on point, man.
Yeah, it was the wrong time to have a software hiccup or a firmware update or whatever. At the
end of the day, it's about making money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't care what your business, you have to make money, right? Even nonprofits that give away money have to make money. And it's you can't have issue after issue because the faith in the product starts to diminish from excitement to disappointment to maybe even anger. And we'll see what happens though.
The images
they can bounce back for sure.
Well, the images I've seen of people wearing it, it's not as tight to the face as they originally showed.
They honestly look just like ski goggles.
Honestly, though, I like them though. I give them the
ski
benefit
goggles
of the
are comfy.
I give them the benefit of the doubt, not benefit of the doubt, because it's kind of pretty bad for that stuff to happen. But I'm interested in this headset, so I want it to be something that comes out and does it, dude. If I can work on
or maybe stop pushing it out so quick and just be realistic so you can fix everything.
I don't understand how a firmware update issue happens the day of such a big event. Why is there stuff going out? But I a lot of questions.
It shouldn't. Again, it's just something that shouldn't happen.
I don't really understand what went wrong.
Something happened, obviously, and I feel bad that it happened. Yeah. It's your time to shine,
Especially, I mean, I heard some people saying do you think that was their plan all along? They didn't have anything? No, dude, they paid for people to come out. No,
trust me, they did not want to spend all that money.
That's so insane.
They spent a lot of money, dude.
To hold an event like that.
To take it on the chin.
Yeah, I feel very bad for them. So hopefully
with some of the people that they brought out, being honest, that no, shit was broken. It's you can't do VR with one eye open, dude.
The Upload VR article.
We don't see 3D that way.
With David, where their editor, he got to eventually try it, but he only tried it at the last moment, and it was the closing one eye to see it. That article would have been even more of a gut punch had he not have been able to get any demo, right? So
it might have been better off. Yeah, I mean, I'd be dead honestly. Hey, due to popularity, I couldn't even try it.
Well, the reality is though, he did. I mean, people are complimentary of the visuals that they did get to see, but I mean, that's hardly a demo. So I'm not going to be in the camp saying this thing's a scam. It's not coming out. Like I said, I don't
think it's a scam. They just need to fix they need to take more time in their development of this before pushing it in the faces. Because again, that was a lot of money spent for nothing. You just go online, say something stupid for bad press.
And can I be honest with you too? The dates of Connect have been public for a while. Why are you going to do this? Even if it all went perfect, their headset's going to get buried next week with news of Connect. Even in the best case scenario, it wasn't good timing. They should have delay 1 month or 3 weeks or something like that.
Delay until
you're ready
and confident.
Yeah.
I mean, period.
But just even in the best case scenario, man, the timing wasn't ideal, in my opinion. And then unfortunately, things didn't go well. So hopefully they bounce back. I'm not writing them off, but
No,
you know,
they just got to spend more time.
skeptical hippo eyes. That's definitely not the tight form to the face that they showed in their images. Snow ski goggles is a good visual description of that. I like it in terms of thickness and everything too.
I
It's
don't know
not
if I
tight to
like it till I have it on my head.
Well, I mean, I like that description that you
Conceptually.
used.
Yeah, ski goggles are comfy.
That's about what it matches. It's definitely not sunglasses or anything.
Mm-mm.
Definitely more ski glasses. So let's see. You want to take it
Little
away?
vision, yeah, Little Vision Pro-y. When you look at the inside of it,
Mm-hmm. Oh, what when they took off in the Upload VR article when they took off that front
Yeah.
plate?
pretty cool though.
Yeah, I'm kind
While
of.
we're sitting here staring at pictures.
The reality is, though, I'll be honest with you. If they had a really good event, I might have pre-ordered one.
I'm happy I didn't,
Mm-hmm.
because I'd be on the angry side right now.
Oh well, I was waiting till after this event for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
But if it
It's
went
like-
good, I might have
that's a great example of,
waiting.
because now what happened?
I didn't pre-order.
Nope. All right. So on a more positive note, and this actually excites me because now I'm like, ooh, I think we got to do this, dude. We got to hook ourselves up. Meta's dropping the price of the Quest Touch Pro controllers to $250, giving you the ability to throw those old ones away and bust out some new. And the downsides to them, from anything I've heard, is the biggest one I've heard is the amount of time it takes for the tracking to start. I'll live with it, because the overall consensus is for gaming. They're great freaking controllers. So they're the only way it could get better to me is if they busted down to $199.
Mm-hmm. $250 is a good little self-Christmas gift. You know what I'm saying?
$199, and I think everybody's gonna buy them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, come on.
They've had some software hiccups, but that might just be that there's not enough of them in the wild for them to dedicate the resources. If you start popping them off, people start buying them, then it's like obviously,
$250. They're gonna
Yeah.
be selling a lot of
You think so?
controllers. Yeah. Yeah. I've
especially
been on
with
the
Christmas.
fence. But again, when you break that 300 mark, I'm like, ugh, I don't know. That's a lot of money for controllers. Where
Mhm.
$250 kind of hit me a little softer.
Mm-hmm.
$199, and I'll order them tomorrow. So you kind of got me at the $250, but you definitely have me at $199. So
Let's see. Interesting times. I think that we'll see some Christmas sales with them. I'm tempted too, but I don't know
Right?
if I'm 100%
great.
in it yet.
I just want to know how much better they are, really.
Yeah, I wish I could
for
demo them.
gaming. Like try it with Beat Saber, see how everything.
Mhm.
I do know you need better lighting.
I just like that they have their own like tracking
Mm-hmm.
cameras on them.
Dude,
So-
for games you got to reach behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, man. Can only see, only knows what's in front of me.
I hope the rumors of the Pro 2 being canned isn't true. While I never got a Quest Pro, I kind of wish I got to try one. And again, we got pancake lenses out of it
Mm-hmm.
on the Quest 3 regular.
Do they need another Pro model though?
Yeah, what would be Pro features you bring? Eye tracking, which they already had in the first one.
Yeah. So, I mean,
That's-
what are the
Is that really all that they're missing at this point?
little fan that if you get hot keeps your lenses
Mm-hmm.
nice?
Full body tracking? I don't know.
So I looked at it from what do they need to
Mhm.
bring when they can bring it all with the 4?
Interesting times. And as always, huge shout out to our Patreon people, the peeps that support us week after week. We always give a weekly shout out to them, but, definitely appreciate all they do. And also everyone in our Discord server that helps make that place a banging place. Anytime I want to pop in and have all right, I want to shoot the shit about VR with people, it's on the spot conversation, ready to go. So our Discord server, definitely the place to be. So huge shout out to our Patreon people. We got Asim, Amelia, Carson, Earth Witness, Aspire Mike, Jake, Crispy, and Shoes. And if you want, you can join that list by visiting the link in our show notes, our episode description. We can become a supporter of the show. Like I said, also in there is a link to our Discord server, which I mentioned a moment ago. Whole bunch of great VR discussion there. Food discussion, book clubs, music discussion, you name it, off topic. I like the Vroom Vroom channel. That's been getting a lot of traction recently. We got some racing fans, some F1 Formula fans in or some Formula One. I'm sorry.
Surprised we don't have a soccer.
Not yet.
Or
That'd be probably with the way it works.
FUT.
The amount of European people in our server, it would probably be football server.
FUT. Definitely wouldn't be soccer, dude.
So yeah, a whole bunch of good VR discussion and other discussion in our Discord server. So visit the link in our show notes there. Like I said, visit the link for our Patreon, become a supporter of the show, all that stuff. Or you can just keep listening. But if you want to be really nice, you can subscribe, rate us 5 stars on whatever podcast platform you listen on, all that fun stuff. So this one's a cool one because it's a collab of one of our favorite all-time VR games and one of our specifically favorite puzzle games coming together to make something beautiful. Walkabout Mini Golf and Puzzling Places came together for a collaboration that brings the Cherry Blossom course into Puzzling Places as a buildable puzzle. And it's a free download too.
Yeah, I couldn't be happier. Just to see the two studios like working together to some degree. And technically, you could do a bundle DLC with any single course, but do them in like a group of 3 or something. I don't think they care about doing it for money purposes, so they should charge something. No, $1.99, donate it to charity, whatever. But look at any of the walkabout courses. The second I heard about this, I was like, well, what course couldn't you do it to? Imagine Meow Wolf. I don't know if I'd want to put a puzzle together like Meow Wolf. Do like the most
Labyrinth,
the most pieces. Labyrinth would be awesome, but it's awesome that they chose this one as the first.
Yeah, I love the concept.
I just hope it
of
keeps going. You know
Puzzling Places is so freaking good too. The how aesthetic it is, clicking the pieces together and everything like that. It's real nice. So, have you tried the puzzle yet or no?
Some of it, but not. I don't do the easiest puzzle piece either. So
I gotta hop in and try it. I love Puzzling Places, love Walkabout. So this is a collab made in heaven to me.
Yeah, kind of like you said, one of our favorite puzzle peeps, and definitely one of our favorite studios. Awesome. You are going to do it though, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. I just have some questions. Like, it would be cool. Like, how cool would it really be if you put the puzzle together and then you could go in the course?
And start playing it like it hops you into Walkabout Mini Golf.
Like if they reverse the collab and Puzzling Places gives them the puzzle for their next course, but you put it together in Puzzling Places and then that's pretty genius, dude. And that's the only way you can own the course is if you own Puzzling Places. So everybody who owns Walkabout, you're not going to ever miss a DLC. But again, I don't think they're in it for the monetary issues. This is one that I'm actually excited to play. And just because I'm digging the mixed reality kind of vibe when I don't know, I'm liking it a lot more than I ever thought I would. Starship Home will be arriving on Quest 3 September 26th. So that's this week, which is awesome.
I love the development, like the sudden growth of like all these new mixed reality specific games.
Dude, I don't know. Again, I didn't think I would enjoy the mixed reality side of things when you're putting it on to go into a virtual reality. How much of your own do you really need to see?
And this is the debut game from Creature. As well too. We talked to Doug Northcook, like,
cool dude,
maybe like a year ago, that they're doing their little fund with side quests, but this isn't one that they're funding with their side quest fund. This is their in-house,
which it means it's gonna run freaking good. So no, I got high hopes for it. I might be hyping it up more in my head than maybe they deliver, but again, there's just something about it when you see the trailer for it. You go, yeah, I might have a really good time with this one.
Yeah, and coming September 26th, so that's right around the corner.
It's this week,
dude. I'm excited.
4 days. 4 days from now.
We're gonna be gone when it drops.
Thursday. We'll be flying home Thursday night. We technically could play it Thursday night.
No, we'll be back Friday.
Yeah, just put our shit in travel mode. Right?
Play it on the plane.
Imagine doing mixed reality in an airplane.
That'd be trippy. So cool stuff though for Starship Home.
Be awesome to do airplane simulator while in an airplane because you would feel truly like you were moving. Oh, dude, that's awesome.
So this next one's cool because it's HTC announcing a headset that actually got a lot of praise from what I saw in the announcement. They announced their Vive Focus Vision headset, which is a refresh of kind of an update of the Vive Focus 3. And the headset looks pretty slick. I mean, it's got specs that, like I said, for PC VR players, they seem to all love it, except one little hiccup, which is that it still has the Fresnel lenses. No pancakes. Still got old, past gen lenses.
Just shove it in there.
Yeah, but I mean, it has a standalone feature to it as well, too, so you don't need to use it wired to the PC or use it for PC VR, but really this is going to be for the PC VR market.
Usually that crowd is very anti-standalone.
Yeah, I mean, I
say that until one of their headsets becomes standalone, and then watch how many all of a sudden standalone's going to be like the greatest.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool that it can do PC VR and standalone VR as well. I mean, even the major PC VR headset brands are caving to that, and that's how the XR Elite was as well too.
All you gotta do is look at the player base that uses standalone, and it's like, if you owned a VR headset company, wouldn't you be like, why are we not doing standalone?
And the Vive Focus is kind of a big standard in VR arcades. So beyond the consumer side, this is an update and an upgrade for VR arcades as well too. That should see some improvements there too.
Otherwise known as Pink Eye Salon. I'm just kidding.
I want to do a nice VR arcade. We saw a couple dingy little ones in Germany that I was like, I'm not going in that thing.
No, that was at the mall.
Yeah, it was some like dollar store. It was some Wish app.
It was at the mall.
VR.
Wish app VR. No, they had a motorcycle thing that looked pretty cool.
Yeah, but like an actual location based VR.
I ain't chilling with the Gorilla Tag crew. You know what I'm saying? It's just not happening.
We have such a busy schedule for Connect. Otherwise, I would say there's probably one in San Francisco. But I think that we have a pretty packed schedule for that.
I might pass on that one, even if we had time, to be honest with you.
You don't want to... Never mind. I won't go there.
Yeah. If you know, you know.
But I mean, dude, this thing's going to have eye tracking, color pass-through, and they have a DisplayPort add-on you can buy for $150, which a lot of people like DisplayPort for lack of latency in
you
PC
can't
VR.
have latency and be playing.
And a lot of people say DisplayPort's the best for reduction of latency, but a lot of headsets just don't have that port anymore. So that's something that for that crowd, I think that we will see some people pay, as crazy as it sounds, $150 extra just for that port.
It means it's going to be better. If they're telling you without it, you're going to have latency.
Well, they're not saying that, but I mean, it's otherwise it's going to be via USB, which is a little compressed. That's how all the other headsets can connect. Even in the best case scenario, USB is a little compressed. So that's why I guess DisplayPort's 100% uncompressed, and that's why
they want it.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, it does all this stuff.
If you're going to spend $1,000, what's it, $150? you theoretically might have paid more in tax and shipping.
It's got really good resolution. Like I said, eye tracking, does wireless.
It's just got shit ass lenses.
Yeah, that's the only thing
That's just because they're just dumping back stockers. That just doesn't make sense. I'm not going to lie, dude. Why would you do that?
What would the cost be? I mean, it's $1,000.
Yeah. So to $1,100,
$1,200, $1,300. How much does it cost from a headset side to add
good lenses?
I mean, that's one of the big differences in the Quest 3 and the Quest 3S, and we see the headset go down $200. And Meta has their own in-house supply chain of it that they established. So maybe Pancake's lenses is like a $300 edition.
So then this would go up to $1,200.
$1,213?
Yeah. $200 for the lens. $150 a lens. How's that? $300.
$300? Oh, man, I feel like the difference between $1,000
or giving someone that option. That's what they should have done.
I feel
like the $1,000 version with shit lenses, and for $300 more, we'll sell you a better one.
Yeah, I'm just
such. That actually would have been good.
I'm such a Pancake lens nerd. The headset looks good though. It's cool to see.
It looks slick.
A lot of people. I mean, look, we have Amelia in our Discord who has her XR Elite, and she loves it. But I did hear a lot of people kind of pass on it and say, like, it wasn't their most excited HTC release, but this one is the opposite. I saw a lot of people going,
They
wow.
are excited.
Yeah, they're like, wow, HTC just announced a damn good headset. So let's see when...
I'll have to try it.
Yeah, we'll see when people start to get their hands on it and stuff. Wow, they have a $100 $100 face tracking add-on too.
A lot of add-ons.
Yeah.
This thing's already at...
Yeah.
Geez, we're already at like $1,500. Get the hell out of here. What's going on here? It's going to be fucking... You want it to run good? $2,000. We'll sell you the headset for $1,000, but you actually want it to work good?
It does have
give us another $500.
It does have a hot swappable battery, which is kind of cool.
How much is that?
I think they just give you one to start. I don't know how much an extra one would
be like printer ink
would cost.
This isn't technically a full battery. It's just to let you know what you could be getting.
I don't mind hot swappable batteries. I just don't want them as a puck in my pocket.
No.
But as long as it's not a puck in my pocket, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Hot swappable batteries cool because then if you build up a supply of 2 or 3 of them,
oh, you're good to go.
Boom, you plug in one after you take off the other. So cool stuff from HTC. Good job announcing a headset that got some praise.
So here's one that's kind of near and dear to my heart.
Oh, you were getting real passionate about it.
Yeah, you gotta like. So I'll get to the nuts and bolts first. But Airspace Defender's mixed reality missile command. That's the key word I'm seeing. Will be coming to Quest early access very soon. But missile command, dude. The original arcade quarter arcade game was the shit, right? And then Atari 2600 came out, and Missile Command. There's not a kid out there who didn't play Missile Command.
Yeah, you were taking me through the whole legacy of it. Started with the arcade, then it came out for this.
Oh,
wasn't as good as the arcade version.
No, it wasn't. Obviously 2600. But the arcade with the trackball and fucking laying down a hole. Holy Moses! So it's like I've seen other Missile Commands over the years, and I haven't seen one that even compares as far as like the need to want to play it.
How does this one look to you as the mixed reality version?
It looks interesting because looks like hand tracking.
Mm-hmm.
And, you're pinching, and then where you pinch, it puts a little plus sign, which is true to the arcade version, except you would, move by trackball. So your hands are the trackball in this case, and you just ping, 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 and then it'll shoot the missiles, and the explosion and compression from the missiles kill whatever's heading towards your bases.
And I don't think it's an officially licensed
Missile Command.
No, I think it's just inspired.
It's
technically Airspace Defender, right?
Correct. But
it's coming out next month, though.
I don't.
You can wish list it now, but
I'm on the fence of if I'm gonna like it or not. I'm old school. If you gave me like the original Missile Command, I probably would have loved it.
Mm-hmm.
It's very Missile Command-esque, if that makes sense. I mean, there's missiles coming at your base. You got it. Yeah, it's 100% Missile Command.
It looks like it gets pretty hectic looking at their store page. Dude, like the gifts that they include.
Dude, the original, not even funny.
Mm-hmm.
Really, not even. That's why you had to have a trackball. Because there would have been no way to ever get a cursor across the screen with a joystick. You have to be fast and accurate.
So using your hands with that might be easier than the trackball.
Could be, but you'll notice, like in true Missile Command, it's not so much just getting there on time. It's knowing when to release it. Because if you've got, missiles coming to you and you put the cursor on it, it's not going to do anything. The missile's going to go and hit, but the missile coming to you is already gone. So you have to put these explosions in front of the missiles. Because it's not like shooting the missile out of the sky. It's the explosion of your missile.
It looks like there's some base upgrading and building element too in the gifts that they...
So I'm very anxious to try it, but you're stepping into a very dangerous territory for older folks who remember the original Missile Command and are naturally going to compare it to that. So I'm excited though. I do want to play it. It's just, this is
a near and dear to your heart one.
Yeah, man. Many a quarter went into Missile Command, and I can't even tell you how many hours I spent with the 2600. So,
well, comes out next month. I'm definitely going to try it.
Yeah.
The developer name is funny, not suspicious. And I guess this game, according to an Upload VR article, started as a prototype for a meta hackathon in April 2024. And then it's gone from that to a beta phase, and now it's fully actually releasing. That's cool. So this next one I was happy to see launch because it was one that was actually on the Ruff Talk VR gaming showcase. Hide the Corpse has officially left early access and is now launched on the MetaQuest. And this game is so silly.
No, dude, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's a fun game.
It's developed by Realcast, the developers of Just Hoops. So we actually interviewed them. I don't think it was even called Just Hoops at the time. I think it had a different name, and then they changed it to Just Hoops. But we talked to...
Blacktop Hoops.
No.
No, different game.
Totally different game.
Yep.
This was the one where you like kind of like arcade shoot the basketball with hand tracking.
Yeah, I don't remember what it could have been called.
Nonetheless.
It's the only other Hoops one I remember is...
So nonetheless, we talked to the developer a while ago. So it's cool to see this game come out, and it's actually gotten some pretty good reception. You know, it's silly, so how can you not like a game with this kind of like 1970s vibe to it? It's $19.99 on the MetaQuest store with 61 ratings right now, so that's really not bad, man. It's got 82% 5-star ratings. It's one of those games. It's simple concept. It's called Hide the Corpse. I don't even think I have to tell you what the concept of the game is. It's like Weekend at Bernie style. You got to hide the curt.
It's very stressful. I'm not going to lie, dude. They give you like a 2-minute counter before the cops are coming. And you'd think it'd be easy to just pick up a corpse. It's not.
It's all like flopping everywhere. You got to like shove it into something.
If you go to grab it with like one hand, your arm is going to get all, and then it'll pull off. So you got to be real strategic but they do a great job of making you feel the pressure.
Like, oh my God, the time's running out. Where do I put this guy? Where do I put this guy?
A lot of different scenarios to unlock.
Yeah, great stuff. So I'm glad.
Shouldn't say scenarios, scenes.
Yeah, I'm glad to see that the game's been well received because I loved the silly concept.
Dude, the trailer was great. I'm happy I got to try it. I mean, I hope. Well, based on the ratings, I don't have to hope. Looks like people are really enjoying it. So it's fun. It's a fun game.
And Realcast is planning post-game updates as well, too. So that's cool.
Yeah, it's not dead by any means. Thank God, since it just came out. But no, I like when there's a roadmap, especially to a game that, in theory, they could be like, nothing else to add. Why bother? But obviously, it's a fun studio, so you don't make a game like this and it's a bunch of stuffy peeps. Wouldn't that be funny if it was? Just a bunch of assholes. No sense of humor at all. Like the only way they can convey humor is in programming. That's too much. So I guess I'm sticking to the death theme. Dumb Ways to Die will be coming to Quest 3 this November 7th to be precise, unless anything changes, for a price of $19.99. Which
I'm not too familiar with that series.
No, it looks like your avatar's a bean. You're all beans, but they have. It's almost like they've taken what seems to work a lot in social VR and said, you know, this will work perfect because they've got the camera, take pictures of your friends.
Looks like a lot of mini games.
Tons of mini games with your friends. So it's something that I might not normally want to gravitate to, but because of the fun aspect of it, or potentially funny, definitely play it.
Yeah, I'm excited to check this one out.
Looks like Unity graphics, you know, but it should be fun.
And it's November 7th, so that's not too far away. At least it's a little bit after the October rush. That seems like everything.
We haven't seen a full announcement of November.
Yeah, that's a good point.
If September was that stacked and October was even more, I'm sorry, but Batman's in October, bro. What are you going to do after that?
Dude, it's going to get real competitive in about 2 weeks. It's about to get real competitive.
You got a game coming out in October. Shelf it.
Bare Knuckle Boxing's coming out soon, too. Allegedly. I'm so excited for that one.
Allegedly.
Yeah, we haven't been hearing too much. But if you go on their Discord, they are posting updates.
Seems too good to be true.
They are posting updates on their Discord.
I'm dying for that one. Since what, 2 years ago? Oh, man.
That one's going to be good.
Yeah.
If it's everything that they're putting. If
it is what it's supposed to be, it's going to be phenomenal.
I want a good career mode in a boxing game, dude. I want to like climb the ranks.
Let's see what happens with Thrill the Fight 2, though.
Yeah, but they're focusing so much on multiplayer.
I get that.
They were probably like, you know.
Let's see what they do.
Hopefully.
The challenge is there. You got 2 boxing games coming out.
Don't forget about us single player players. Don't forget about what made your game the #1 boxing game in VR. And that was...
Yeah, but the biggest complaint against Thrill of the Fight was that they didn't have multiplayer.
Not enough of a complaint to slow down those ratings and top sales. I'll tell you that right now.
No, but if you asked anybody, like, what's it missing? Be like, oh, I wish I could play. We've even said it.
I'd rather career mode than multiplayer. How about that?
Really?
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm skeptical of multiplayer VR boxing.
Why? Some little
It's just
3-foot kid with more energy than they know what to do with. But let's see how they're going to do. They haven't done multiplayer.
Because here's my opinion: you can make a really good. You can design your game and to be really good competitive multiplayer, or you can make it a really good simulation of the sport. But you can't do both. So
why not?
Because I've never seen it done both well.
But there's a lot of things nobody never saw before.
I know. I'm just skeptical.
And every day I put my headset
skeptical.
on.
Can't say the word. I'm skeptical.
I have faith that the multiplayer is going to be good.
I think
I have faith that they've already answered the, just give it to a 3-year-old and tell them to windmill. They'll do it for an hour with not even a heart rate move. But I think there's going to be consequences to the fighting technique you choose.
It's just a game theory I have for sports games is that you can design a really good sport simulation or a really good sport multiplayer game.
Madden.
Can't do both.
Madden has a tremendous online. But I don't play it online. I'll play single player.
A lot of people complain about unrealistic cheesiness. It's not like it's
an esport.
Yeah, I don't know if I would call it the most
people are
true.
making millions of dollars off of this. And I'm the perfect example because I do not touch sports games and multiplayer because I suck at them.
I'll go through the career mode all day and every single one of them.
But I do the single player. But I look at who's playing it the most and it's multiplayer.
I know. I'm just speaking selfishly. See. I'm just saying. I hope that they don't.
I think they got this one. I got faith in this one, dude. No doubt. So. No doubt. Or else all they did was flip the script on themselves. Why would they do that? If all their game was missing before was multiplayer, then don't screw up what you already know works, which is probably why you don't see them needing to test it because, we know this works. We're just going to give you the ability to kick some ass.
Let's see. But November's coming quick on that, right? That's when it's coming out, the early
2 months,
access?
Yeah,
so,
November 7th.
Let's see. Well, November 7th was Dumb Ways to Die. We've switched.
Yeah.
I think Thrill of the Fight 2 was...
Thrill of the Fight was you.
Was November as well, too.
Yeah, it was you.
No, it was not.
Thrill of the Fight 2?
Yeah, you took that one. Guaranteed. If you scroll up, you'll see it.
How is that fucking possible? Thrill of the Fight 2?
Yeah.
How are we even talking about it?
We just switched to it. I don't know.
What got us on Thrill of the Fight 2?
I don't know.
From Dumb Ways to Die to Thrill of the Fight 2? What was the last one you just did?
Hide the Corpse. We were talking about Dumb Ways to Die. I don't know how we got to Thrill of the Fight. So that's hilarious, dude. I have no idea how we got to Thrill of the Fight from Dumb Ways to Die.
This is what we just got too much shit going on.
We got sidetracked.
That's crazy. I actually thought, I'm like, well,
Thrill of the Fight's the talking point right now.
I forgot that was my talking point from the second line.
From like way earlier.
I'm like, wow, we're going deep in the Thrill of the Fight here. What the hell got us from
Dumb Ways to Die to that?
I can't wait to listen to this.
And figure out
what. Yeah, because something got us, like pulled us off of Dumb Ways to Die, coming out November 7th, 1999. And I even tried to put that date on the Thrill of the Fight. Yeah, it's right around the corner, dude. Coming out November 7th.
Yeah. Wow. Interesting. That's funny. Well, but dude, Dumb Ways to Die, I'll try it out. I love these type of mini games.
Yeah. Mini games, beans. So anyways.
Thrill of the Fight, yeah. That's fucking funny.
Something got us on that, though. Because I was talking about how they took all the best aspects of social VR. Looks like they put them in their game. Still don't know what clicked. We just really want fucking Thrill of the Fight.
I remember we were talking about shit getting competitive in November. And then bare knuckle boxing.
Yeah. And then we just gravitate right back to Thrill of the Fight 2. All right. Thank you for answering that. Ooh. I actually thought I was having some moments. I'm like, is half my face sagging? Am I stroking out? We still have video footage of it.
Your face when I told you, like, no, we're talking about Dumb Ways to Die. You're like,
dude, my face when you said I'm the one who talked about it originally. I didn't believe you. 100%. I'm looking. I'm like, it's not on my screen.
That's funny.
And you knew it because you're like, scroll up. I'm like, oh my God.
That's
anyways. Anywho.
But more news of
awesome.
Games coming. A game called ExoCars. It's going to go straight to full release on Steam, MetaQuest, and PSVR 2 in October. So continuing with October being jam-packed.
Lethal.
Yeah, this one's it looks like an off-road racing one. So they call it a buggy racing experience in virtual reality. And dude, it looks freaking good. If it's what the trailers show, it looks tight.
I believe it.
There's a lot of blur effects that I don't know if that's like video editing they did afterwards or if those are in-game blur effects, but they look really good. I'm excited for this one. Coming out October.
I'm down for a racing game. Dirt racing is not my go-to. Like, I don't think I own but one. Because usually the mechanics of the car handle totally different on dirt, obviously, than pavement. But it looks like it's going to be fun. And if it's got multiplayer, then, well, no brainer.
It's made by developer ExoCars. I'm definitely not pronouncing that right. It's XOCUS, like focus, but with an X. X's?
X is silent, bro.
Ocus? Ocus?
I don't know. I'm just.
And then it's published by Joyway, but I don't see a price. But you can wish list it now on the store though to come out in October.
I'm gonna guess based on the graphics I'm seeing and the potential gameplay, minimally $24.99. That'd be my throw in the dark.
Yeah, I agree with that.
14 looks that'd be way too cheap for what they're putting out, especially if they've got to run multiplayer servers. So I'm thinking $24.99.
Yeah, but I'm excited
on the low, $29 on the high.
I like that it's coming PC, Quest, and PC VR. I'm sorry, Quest, Steam VR, and PlayStation VR.
I get sometimes
I tongue tie PC VR and PSVR.
Thank you. I thought that was just me, but so many times when I've seen
we passed the hour mark. Fuck yeah, it's gonna happen.
When it's like it's coming to Quest 3, PSVR, PC VR. It's like I almost prefer when they just say Steam instead of PC VR. Like, we know what you mean. It's coming to PC. Anywho. One that's been kind of blowing up a section of our Discord. And I hate that, like, it piqued my interest so much I went into because it's the spoiler channel that all this talk is going in. So it's probably not where I want to be to talk about this, but I now have to avoid the spoiler channel because I'm definitely going to jump on this. But Subside, released on Steam VR, released on Steam for VR, and dude, the graphics on it are allegedly amazing.
It's based off the trailer and what people post in our Discord. It'd be a hard allegedly against it, right?
Yeah, I mean, conceptually, it seems like the gameplay is easy enough. You're like snorkeling.
Finding coins,
but then I read something about caves, and I'm like,
ooh, cave diving underwater.
Yeah,
with
that's what got me to
oxygen?
comment, because I'm like, when I got certified in scuba diving, they offer you other certifications like night diving or cave diving.
I don't want to go cave exploring above ground
or ice diving, and I was a hard no to ice and a harder no to cave.
Yeah,
it's like you can't pay me to, dude.
People get stuck in caves.
There's some things they got to pass through, and they got to take their tank off and put their tank through first because you can't fit. Can't fit through the hole.
That's messing with too many phobias at
once. And
just
knowing
right
that one guy that went into the cave and was like aimed down and couldn't come out, they actually have this cave sealed off so more people won't do it. But
I know about that story. They filled it with cement.
Yeah, it's like never happening again.
They tried to get like pulley systems to get them out and couldn't even pull them out with machines.
Can't. No freaking way, man. So with that,
I don't go in caves.
We know I'm never cave diving, but Subside.
You can in VR.
Out now, Steam VR. Graphics look tight. From what we're hearing in our Discord, the gameplay is really fun. I think it's only really 2 or 3 people tops that are talking about it, but I'll take those opinions. I have faith in each of the people that are mentioning it. I think Samson and Inferno are the top ones playing it right now. But if it's that fun where, dude, you see a channel blowing up, it's like, all right, I can't ignore this. It didn't have me based on description alone. It has me based on reaction. So,
and one of those, I'm glad we have PC VR now.
Yeah.
So we can, we can hop in these things.
Dude, I got shit in my Steam cart ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, baby. Just go on sale. Daddy's got you.
That wish list feature on Steam is so nice because they email you when it goes on sale.
Dude, besides the obvious Steam summer sales, spring sales,
there's a lot
sales,
of Steam sales all the time.
They're always awesome. But Xbox, in their defense, they're doing shit real similar. It's 75% off sales, 80%. I picked up something last night for $3 and something cents. That was regularly like $20. I'm like, come on, man. How do you say no? If a cup of coffee costs more, you got me. I don't care what it is. Been getting a lot of indie tower defense games on flat screen lately.
Nice.
Yep. But anywho.
So, this one's cool because you know our opinion on board games and card games in VR. Exploding Kittens. It's a extremely popular card game that admittingly I actually haven't played. But it's a popular social party card game. I'll say you see it at a lot of different parties. And it's coming to VR on the MetaQuest on October 3rd at 1 p.m. It releases. It's going to be $19.99, but it's launching 10% off. You can pre-order it for 10% off, bringing it down to $17.99.
Or I wait. I get it for 20% off.
The 25%?
Yeah.
You always got to beat that referral.
Yeah,
but
that's a tough. But this one looks fun, dude. I'm anxious to try it. Yeah, I'm down to play any card game.
It's obviously you're going to be able to play with up to 5 different friends online. So actually play the card game, or you can play against bots, and they'll have the card game where, you're playing to be the last one standing. But then there's also going to be a social hub with a variety of mini games as well, too. You can customize your avatars, stuff like that, too.
And it looks like you can screw with people while they're playing.
Yep.
Like I saw in the trailer, like slingshot and something, like almost encouraged to fuck with people.
It says 3 unique game modes as well on the store page. Battle it out in either classic or blitz mode with up to 5 players, or against your biggest rival in duel mode.
Dun, dun, dun.
Interesting stuff.
No, I'm going to try it.
Yeah. So I'm curious how this one does because it's a big IP. And like I said, we're big fans of card games and board games.
They got two new people that are going to try it.
100%.
We never played it, so.
Chip, maybe remember we saw Catan in Germany and we almost played it? Only because we had played the VR version?
Correct.
I just didn't want everything to be in German and be like, I might understand how to play the game, but it's been so long. This is going to be real tough. But who knows? Maybe I'll end up actually picking up the physical Exploding Kittens if I enjoy this too. So cool stuff. So that was the last piece of my news. I think that your last one was the last piece of yours.
That was me.
We both have a bunch to do before our trip to Connect. And the days.
Follow us on socials, MCU. You'll see some updates.
Yeah.
For sure.
And the day's going quick, so we should wrap this baby up so we can get things in order. But thank you all for tuning in. Thank you again to our Patreon supporters, to our Discord members that, make that community what it is. Thank you to all the listeners that listen week after week. If you haven't yet, subscribe, rate us 5 stars, smash that like button, comment, share it with your friends, scream it from the mountains, all that stuff. And we'll be back with you next week with a little Connect wrap up.
A nice wrap up.
Nice. Sweet.